What do we want to talk about today? Utah. We did some Utah prep today, just about 15 minutes worth. We got some good work for the young guys. We did a couple of live periods with the younger players, just trying to bring them along. So it was a good day, and these kids start class tomorrow. So they've got some things to take care of this afternoon, and we'll come out tomorrow morning, practice, and then take a couple of days off. And Sunday will be the start of our true Utah week. So I like this schedule. I don't mind having these byes. I don't mind the awkward week. I think it works to our advantage, and so we just got to get ourselves ready to go for Pac-12 play.
How does it work to your advantage?
It works to our advantage because it allows us some extra time to prepare for an opponent. It allows us some extra time to work with the younger players. I think this week it works to our advantage because these guys start school tomorrow. And so not having the distraction of having a game on Saturday allows them to really focus in on school, and getting organized in that part of their lives. They haven't had to deal with that for the first 3 weeks, and now they do. And so I just think it would be maybe a little bit overwhelming to prepare for a game the first week of school. So I think it's just a real nice transition for them.
Is there an ideal spot, if you got to choose where you took your buys, is there an ideal time where you would use them? Would you spread them out? Would you?
Well, I think last year we only had one bye. This year we have really two. And to me, it's almost 2.5 because you have that Thursday game. You get a couple extra days before you're at the next game. But I think if there was an ideal week, it would be the week that we start school. There's so much going on. There's so much transition. They're moving into different dorms. They're trying to find their classrooms. They're getting used to a new practice schedule and going to mornings. So I think this is a perfect week to have the bye. I really like it. I hope we can do it every year.
How much did it help the team not to have school through the first four or 5 weeks or so?
I think it's an advantage. I really do. I think that it allows us just the opportunity to focus on football only. I think it's a tremendous advantage. Yeah. But we still have to be able to make this adjustment now. Going forward, we have to be able to balance academics, athletics, and then the social part. Because the social part changes now as well. You add about 25,000 students to this campus that haven't been here for the last 3 weeks, so everything just kind of changes. That's why I think this week is really critical. But these kids, they adjust. They know how to do it. They handle it well, and we keep pretty close tabs on it.
The practice times, start times make a big difference to have it early in the morning versus the afternoon or whatever?
I do, and that's why we do it. We like to get them when they're fresh, before they're, worn down from the day of class. We like to start the day on the field. We do a lot early anyway. Our weightlifting sessions and everything are in the mornings. And then we bring them back later in the afternoon. So we kind of bookend them, and I think it's a great way to keep track of them. I think it's a great way to get them up and going in the morning. I think it's a great way to feed them because we feed them after practice, and that's the most important meal. And then we get to see them at the end of the day as well. So, I think at this age, it's important that we keep track of them. We're responsible for them, and this gives us a really great opportunity to do that with the way we're scheduled.
With school starting, have you added any more of those walk-ons on scholarships?
We did that after the first game. That's when we were allowed to, so we did. And right now, there's no plans to add anyone else.
Okay.
Unless somebody shows up that is, that we didn't know about. Right now, we're kind of locked into what we've got.
Damian Thigpen seems pretty confident he's coming back for Utah. Are you as confident as he is, or is anyone as confident as he is?
He's coming back for Utah. It's a definite. Okay. He's going to play versus Utah. Now, I can't tell you how many snaps he's going to play. It would be great to get him a few carries, and it's not that you want to get your running backs hit, but when you're coming off of an injury like that, it's important that you take some shots. So I think you build confidence when you do. So we need to get him a couple carries at least, and we will. It's hard because we've got a lot of really good backs, but it's important we get Damian some carries.
Are you past the point where you're not cringing anymore when he takes a cut or when he gets hit?
No, I was 3 weeks ago, but now I'm not. And I'm not just because of his body language. When you watch him out here, like you said, he's very confident. And he looks like he's going full speed through his cuts. He doesn't tiptoe through the holes, he's hitting it. He doesn't look hesitant at all. So I think that he's got a high degree of confidence, which gives me a high degree of confidence.
How would you feel about him playing special teams coming off the injury?
What aspect of special teams?
Being a kick returner?
Not yet. No, not yet.
How about a gunner?
Gunner, fine. Yeah, anything that like that, I think is fine. I need to see him. We need to see him. He needs to carry the ball from the running back position before we put them back down to kickoff return. You know, I just don't think that would be the prudent thing to do. So there's still an aspect of protecting him, you know, and working him back at the right pace. So just to throw him back there and say return kicks, I don't think that would be smart. Now, who knows 2-3 weeks down the road, because he is very explosive. Okay? All right.